Oh wait, what's this? Is that wooden walls? The back, eh? We no longer have that white wall that looks a bit like a porn set, has a random plant and a softbox touching each other when they really shouldn't be touching each other, and then there's a random chair in the background. We don't have that anymore. We have a wall. Fucking beautiful, eh? I've finally moved. Now, let me just say that quick, this wall is still a work in progress. As you can see, there's only one of the two things that I used to have up behind me, and they're not lit up right now. It's a work in progress. I've just moved in literally today as I'm recording this video. I've spent the whole day just trying to move stuff and trying to get everything kind of organized. Which, whilst we're on that note, by the way, that is why this video might seem a little bit different. The camera right now is a different camera than what I usually use, mainly because I haven't actually moved all my equipment over just yet. And also the microphone I'm using right now is a different microphone to what I usually use. So if it isn't completely up to scratch, bear with, it will be. I'm just in the process of moving right now. Hopefully that's fine. If you didn't even notice, then forget I even said anything. But yes, today's video is actually just going to be a one-topic video, and it's something I really wanted to talk about today because I was in a very, very similar situation to the point where I almost predicted that this would happen, and we will go through that in just a second. But this video is all going to be about the Social Gloves boxing event between Bryce Hall and Austin McBroom. Now, if you don't like boxing, don't worry. This video has nothing to do with boxing. It just so happens that that event was a boxing event, but this is way, way, way more deeper than just a random boxing event, okay? Now, I've actually knew for a while that the boxing event didn't do as good as what they projected. I think I actually mentioned it in a video a few days ago, saying I was told that the boxing event only did 150,000 pay-per-view buys by someone I know who's in the space, but I didn't want to just say that because I didn't want to just lie to you guys, so I made it clear, like, look, it might not be true. Hopefully they've done more for the fighters' sake, but apparently they only did about 150k, which, by the way, might seem like a lot, but they were actually trying to go for about 2 to 3 million. This is what they said publicly. This is what Austin McBroom said publicly. And also, if you don't already know, Austin McBroom had a massive part to play in organising this event. It was his event. It was spoke about many occasions. It was Austin McBroom's event. He partnered with a few companies, Social Gloves being one of them, LiveXLive, which I'm pretty sure just owned Social Gloves and made a new company, which was Social Gloves for this event. Now, that bit's key because the fact that it's a new company means they can get away with what we're actually going to be talking about in today's video. But either way, it was actually tweeted out today by Marcos Villegas. God, I can't pronounce words. Villegas. I'm so sorry. I've definitely pronounced that wrong. I do apologize. You could probably beat me up. But he actually tweeted saying the Social Gloves pay-per-view, which featured Austin McBroom versus Bryce Hall, did a total of 136,000 pay-per-view buys. The organisers were hoping to get around 500,000 buys. Now, that might be what they were saying privately. Like I said, publicly, they were saying 2 to 3 million is what they were aiming for. But this is way deeper than an event just flopping, okay? Because the event flopped, they're actually struggling to pay the fighters now.
Since the fights, and I saw Gruen also, one of the announcers was like, I didn't get paid, and Gruen, I think, was like, I told you so. But
the problem is, though, he's right. Did you see what he was tweeting like 3 months ago about the fight? He was like, no one's gonna get paid.
But did the fighters not get paid?
Nope. Nobody
got paid.
Fighters didn't get paid. Artists didn't get paid. No one got paid, I'm pretty sure.
So Bryce Hall didn't get any money?
Not from what I know, and I haven't got to actually talk to Bryce, I guess, yet, but since after the fight has happened, all the reports have said that no one's gotten paid.
As he just said there, none of the staff got paid, the artists didn't get paid, and the fighters didn't get paid. Bear in mind, Bryce Hall was promised, what, $5 million? He said it pretty fucking publicly. But then it even gets worse because Josh Richards, who is Bryce Hall's, like, one of his best pals or whatever, goes on to say that the company's actually filed for bankruptcy.
They've gotten their signing bonuses, which was like probably 100K, 50K, depending on the fighter. None of the other money's come through.
Are they telling them when they will get paid, or are they just leading them on?
They must be saying they're getting paid because this would be a huge story.
I am 95% sure that they filed for bankruptcy like 2 days ago or something like that.
Now, which, by the way, I've got to say is very interesting because, like I said, I was in a very similar situation to this, and it literally couldn't be more like it if we tried, okay? And I will explain that whole situation in just a second. But then he goes on to explain again that the reason why people haven't really spoke about it yet is because there's lawsuits involved.
And
right?
I'm surprised if they hadn't paid, all the fighters would be like going bananas right now. They must be thinking they're still getting paid.
They have to think they're still getting paid.
I heard there was suing involved already, and there was shit going down. I don't know if maybe they came to agreement. I don't know if they worked it out in the last like 24 hours.
So as you can see, what we basically have here is one event that didn't do anywhere near the amount of pay-per-view buys they thought. They didn't get enough revenue as what they thought they were going to get, and they can no longer pay the fighters, the staff, the artists, anyone involved in the event, which you would think that maybe you wouldn't spend so much on artists and fighters and production if it was your first ever event, you didn't know if it was going to do well or not. Which, like I said, is very similar to a situation I was in December 2019. Now, I actually fought in an event called Fame MMA, and you might have not heard me really speak about that much. The reason being is because, one, we didn't get paid, so why would I want to promote them? And two, there was a lot of legal action threatened as well, hence why no one really spoke about it. So let me run this down, okay? We were fighting on this event. First of all, it was just dodgy as fuck from the beginning. In the press conferences, they were telling us to say stuff about each other's families, like literally trying to get people to like physically assault someone in a press conference to up the pay-per-views and whatnot. It was dodgy from the start. Everyone involved was dodgy. Now, the deal we actually had an hour fight was 50% would be paid 7 days before the event, and the other 50% would be paid 10 days after the event, I believe, 10 or 15 days. Now, it got to 7 days before the event, and no one had got paid. It got to 3 days before the event, no one got paid. Bear in mind, obviously, we've been saying throughout this, can we get paid? Can we get paid? We're not going to fight if we don't get paid. And it actually got to the point where I personally said I wasn't going to fight anymore because I hadn't been paid up until, I believe, less than 48 hours before the event. Bear in mind, I had to travel the country to actually even get there because it was in Newcastle. Like, it fully got to the point where they pretty much said they weren't going to be able to pay me or whatever. And I was like, okay, right, fuck it. I'm not doing the event anymore. I ended up going a night out that night. I was like, well, fuck this. This last 3 months has been pointless. And then all of a sudden, the next day, they were like, oh, actually, you know what? We can't actually pay you right now. And I'm like, well, yeah, but if you struggle to pay me the first 50%, you're probably going to struggle to pay me the second 50%, right? And then they were like, no, we're going to get money from the event and whatnot. We promise we're going to pay you. And I was like, okay, as long as I'm getting promised that I'm going to get paid this money, it's in a contract, surely I'll get paid it and effing will be fine. We did the event. It got to 10 days or 15 days later when we were supposed to get paid. Didn't get paid. Got to a month later, didn't get paid. 2 months later, didn't get paid. 3 months later, didn't get paid. Shock horror. Still to this day, like nearly 2 years later, still haven't been paid. And actually about 2 or 3 months after the event, they sent us this big legal letter. After promising us every single day we were going to get paid, they finally brought us this legal letter and were like, look, we're not paying you. We'll pay you maybe an extra couple grand, which is nowhere near the amount we should have paid you. But I'm going to let you know right now that if you try and say anything, we're going to sue your ass. They said it's like the definition of defamation and all this stuff, basically saying like if you try anything, you're fucked. And they actually folded the company on top of that the same kind of way that Social Gloves has filed for bankruptcy or whatever, so they didn't have to pay us legally. Now, the difference between our event and their event here is that none of us really had the type of money to go to court and actually sue this company and win. But these people involved in this situation are way richer, okay? We're talking about LA influencers, okay? They make a lot of fucking money. So I wouldn't be shocked if some type of influencer is gonna have some legal action towards us, okay? Bryce Hall's a millionaire. I think there's probably multiple millionaires in that event, right? And just to strengthen the point more, Vinnie Hacker, who was someone who actually fought on the event, actually came on his podcast and also basically confirmed he hasn't been paid.
Been hinting you may not be able to talk, but Josh is hearing rumors that guys aren't getting paid, there's no money. Is there any truth to any of this shit?
Yeah, so there's a lot that we have to deal with right now, and I don't even know the full story. I remember getting a call being like, yo, keep your head up, like keep your eyes on the swivel kind of thing, because we don't know what's going on right now. And like that's basically all I heard. I'm sure like you've heard it from probably some of your boys like firsthand and they've told you. But like I'm kind of like this whole thing, I've been so out of the loop because it was just terrible communication in the first place.
So was the event just run poorly?
Yeah, I think so.
Literally couldn't be more like Fame MMA if they tried. And now this is interesting because about a few months ago when the event first got announced, I actually posted a video in which I said this.
It's making like a bit of a speech at the beginning, being like, this is the big month for you guys, okay, you're fighting for a 6-figure contract and all this shit. And it's just like, this bloke has just got a bunch of like YouTube and TikTok kids together just to punch each other so he can make a bit of money. Which, by the way, I don't think they will. Now, I don't want to get into the ins and outs because it could be quite boring, okay? But I've heard like the certain amount of money that certain people are earning on these fights. I mean, even like the undercards are saying that there's going to be a 6-figure contract, right? Now, I'd like to feel like I have quite good knowledge in like how pay-per-view numbers work and how much money you will get from that, and just even predicting how many pay-per-views a certain event would get when you can see all the hype around it, right? And I saw something of these guys being like, oh, it's gonna get 2 million pay-per-view buys. Is it fuck? I think at most it'll probably get 500,000, and I think if they say it gets more than that, they're probably lying and they're trying to make it seem as if it did better than it actually did. And if it does do them certain pay-per-view numbers, the amount that they're apparently paying people, it said Bryce Hall 5 million, right? They ain't making any money on this event. So it's a very strange concept. It all feels a little bit weird. It feels a bit bit like Fame MMA, and I've obviously spoke about in a video before. If you don't know about that, that was an event I was involved in where they promised certain amounts of money and then basically just scammed everybody and didn't pay everybody and folded the company. It gives me the same kind of energy, which I hope it's not for the people involved, but like, yeah, that's the energy I'm getting here at least.
And by the way as well, it wasn't just fighters on the event I was involved in that didn't get paid. I was speaking to like makeup staff, like the makeup staff before the press conferences when they put a bit of makeup on you before like you're on camera or whatnot, and none of them had got paid either. Production staff hadn't been paid. Pretty much all the staff who worked in the event hadn't got paid. Which it seems like this is the case as well, because Jonathan Coachman, who was one of the commentators on the event, actually quote-tweeted Keemstar's tweet about a different event he's getting involved in, and he said, make sure you get paid up front, basically alluding to the fact he hadn't been paid from Social Gloves. Now, since people have actually found out about this, Social Gloves have actually posted their own little statement or whatnot, and we'll read through that now. Before people start any rumours, we are working tirelessly to verify the financial results of the Social Gloves event. We have hired a leading accounting firm, as well as a first-class forensic auditor, to make sure that all amounts are properly accounted for. Our sincere hope is to pay every fighter and every talent who participated in this spectacular event in a reasonable time frame. Please continue to send us your receipts as an assistant, verifying the total amounts earned. Send in receipts. It's not our fucking job, mate. Such an awful company, quite clearly. They're like, oh yeah, we're trying to pay for one. I reckon we might be able to do it. No, you should. You have to pay for one. They worked their arse off for 3 months to fight an event. Otherwise, you're literally getting people to just beat each other up for your entertainment and not paying them for it. It's not very morally correct, is it? So yeah, the whole situation is a big old mess, okay? I want to hear what Mcbroom says, because like I said, Mcbroom had a massive part to play in this event. Jake Paul even tweeted him the other day saying, maybe you should worry about paying your fighters, because he obviously already knew a lot of the back-end stuff that had happened. And yeah, it's not looking good for the people who got involved. I hope to fucking God everyone gets paid, because everyone deserves to get paid for what they did. But yeah, not looking good at all, and I've been there, like I said. But yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts down below. Do you think Mcbroom should be making a statement? Because I fully believe he should be. He had such a big part to play in it. He's always said it was his event. When he said that it was his idea, he got the companies involved. It's his event, okay? So yeah, like I said, big old mess, but let me know your thoughts down below. And I guess until tomorrow, hopefully with a few improvements to the setup, once I got everything sorted, I'll see you guys then. All right, goodbye.